between these two terms, sensation and perceptions.
Sensations occur in our sense organs, but the perceptions is happening in our mind.
Okay. Or any other formations in terms of the perceptions? Will you say clear meanings of the perceptions? Perception is what? Is understandings of sense datas. What you are seeing, what you are listening, okay, what you are smelling, what you are testing, what you are tasting, that is understood by your minds. Understanding should be the first level of understanding is happen here. That is why we call it perception, right? What is the role of the sensations? To what extent do our senses give us the knowledge of the real world? Tell us something, the merit points and the demerit points of the sense organs in order to know the real world. Do you believe that this world is real, or this world is a dream, is imaginary? Do you believe that this world is real? Are you be able to know the real world through your sense organs? Tell me somebody's. Tell me somebody's. How your sense organ be able to understand the real world? Say little elaborations. Like sense organs, we know the real world is the kang na buhona kari mating pangge. That's all very simple. Stand up and say.
Sense organ mangali touch, feel, hear, when a person told you yet a real world exists.
Say some of the limitation of the sense organs in order to obtain the sense data. Tell me some of the limitations. Sense organ do na loy na mo.
Real world is like you say knowledge a young can the lab to the thing I think laptop the mo sense organs no no de everybody other near shot moving up behind that.
Okay. Yes.
Sir, I think illusion is one of the things that we find.
Somebody is learned through sight, somebody learned through listenings. We are providing only these two opportunities in our classrooms. But one teacher is there who is teaching sight opportunities also being provided to the students. Listening also being provided. Smell also being provided. Taste also being provided. And touch also being provided. And which one is more effective and which knowledge will be more retained longer. The involvement of all sense organs may learn effectively, and retention is more powerful than the lesson that we learn through sight and listen only. Got the point? What are the drawbacks of the learning through sight and listening? I know the drawbacks. Ubadang amasung tabadang na learn over lesson do aduga ngasai loina yawan ba lesson duga ngasai gi kanana henna involved. I mean, you can know the drawbacks. I also told you that there is illusions. Sight illusion might be there. If it is sight illusion and then another data that is audio information is if is there, smell data is information is also being provided, taste also, touch also, and then what? We are learning the real knowledge. Science mayam sing loy recognize the aduguma knowledge real oiroidra haba. Mit kana gogudana tawbududi sart paper in puthoga loichan gi bu yai haiban yuani ni da lecture piraga but ngasai science data mayam sing loy involve tarok tardi adugadi minam sori ba tawbu yara roi haiba lei char on yi ba potom manam namu kana aseng bu oira roi haiba. Very realistic classroom is necessary when we involve all the five sense organs are involved in teaching learning process. Natro, adu natra ba koina tawriba target che. Okay, so we need always the involvement of the five sense organs. If you are not able to convince somebody through telling the stories, through the showing the chart, and then you need to involve other informations from the smell point of view, from taste point of view, from touch point of view. Then what is leading mayam sing the loina bhab taba the what targati kaidok tare aina charu ba uhai to sini pahan tare ko chao krau laura ani mahau kamai tawi khanga ani nang pai bada sabar ingbra smooth oibra rap oibra hen information do 100% information is equate toruktra. The properties of a thing, sport amagi properties mayam sing to sense that oidra haba. Illusion se kai the sori no higher kanda sai sense manga magse amukta the decision of targati the degree of illusion is very less. Senior in higher to report se. Ko sai ka tang listening ka tang oitara di magi demerits point yam lay haba. And low enough involved if we try to involve all the sense organs and there is a less chance of the illusion. Yaning bra yaning dabra. Yes, that is a very realistic education level. That is a realistic class. Now, in what manner does our physical constitution, mind, intellect influence the limit our sense perception? What are the various stimuli, range of the stimuli that make us responsive to them? Psyche illusion ni nang ropta kedoba ka nang chungurido snake oibadagi adu idu kedore nang changchal lakana smell tawrakanda adai observation hand close observation tawrakanda di kedore adu idu su mind nati sense data hand information loksal akanda last nangi uriba potu kedore haiba illusion ne nang confirm tawra in the tro adu idu mind raba sense data mayam sigduna natraba verification tawra toise adu itadi kedore we need true sensations, true oidibra ko aigi phangiba data mayam sense data na phangiba data awat po mayam sing example say koi computer say work to kan say monitor yawra nang na tawri thabak tu ugadra uroidra khangaroi confused to ne monitor yawn le this sound the output to the audio output speaker yaw drengalasi the video gi sai du dam ta ba ni adugi magi audio information dudi phangaroi isai du kyam phajege du khangaroi chumi lali aduna meaningful realistic education be bataragadi there is a need of the involvement of the five sense organ to ne lak to report not only for the teaching also but in terms of in all aspects ko aduna wari sanabado oiro portable oiro anywhere sense five sense involved to targadi very realistic oira aneba real world du adum manarakane haiba adugi wari ne haiba jantai ko asisu yang kana nainani ngai su oide ko now conceptions this is a higher level from the sensation perception these highest levels okay the first requisite for building up knowledge is obtaining the perceptions so making observations rising out of the various relationship with the phenomena okay aditadi perception habisidi kaino first level of thinking ne wakan khala ine ko aina uriba potse karino aina tari potse karino ha nammiba potse karino natra ngarang aina haigre we do accordingly on the basis of that sense data's informations khanghaudana gun powder ge smoke manam do tarak batargari accordingly ekoi behavior change awkane ei masi pam risky way natra ne so likewise this sense data is nothing but these are the collecting the information what kind of information which give us signal to the brain and thereby we do accordingly so what are the information that we are collecting through the sense data in psychology stimulus. Okay, any data that we gather through the sense data, that could be termed as stimuli or stimulus, right? So this is a psychological term. So if you start thinking anything, maybe audio information might be there, visual information might be there, smell or taste or touch. So that say I will tell you one example. First, close your eyes and see only seconds. First, close your eyes and see the 1 second and close immediately. Will you know what you see in the this kind of board? Board to uri report says second ang katang yengo aduga sek kudak to mitu close oxalo nang no uri report to kang mangudra ngam ni ngamoy. So what? From this we learned that what? Kadong tare, you need more times. You need some extra times in order to know what you see. Natrane nang na uri ba poto su tari ba poto su manam nami ba poto su taste ori ba poto su pari ba poto su karino have say verify the word da matam adum change sangde it takes times. Okay, so first you see something, first you listen something, first you smell something, first you touch something. Ko taste tawre, touch tawre, aduga kainom ure, kainom tare, kainom manam namme, kainom jare, kainom touch tawre, si khang di khang kare. So that is what we call it sensations. Ko adi koi ne jala kan koi na tasala kan no perceptions. Brain the signal the thagar kan brain the qualify tawra kan CD PERCFCEPTI perception hai wai sini ko nang brain recognize to kane. That is what perception is. Udang uba tadang taba smell dang tauba taste dang tauba touch dang tauba adudi perception na tebo. Perception hai badi nang na uri ba tari ba yengi ba ko adi manam nami ba pari ba poto madu karino na masakhang padu. That is what we call it perception. Yan tari ko and uri ba poto khang badang natana karam chauki se karino kamai to ino kaidong mai kaina sari no kolino hen study tok salak pak some study higher level of thinking that could be termed as conceptions. Yariko aduni laktori pose in a very easy term. Secondly, having entered into the relationship with a phenomena and obtain observation about them, and we must go to the formula, judgment or propositions about them and their properties and relationship. Say example, today is a very hot day. One sentence. Second sentence, and we find thundering is happening, and then we can say that it is about to rain. Sigi sentence om se loi mari leina bra leinai leina te. So this is what we call the propositions. Mari leina te bo wangang ba hai ba tare ne ko ngal le ga mong ngang ba ngal le ngang ba. This is not a logical, this is not a judgmental. The properties of those three sentences are not interrelated each others. Mari leina han ba machang ye ko mari leina han da tardi nga ki khalak ba da sum pangang da ngang gi ba tar ga di kai dok tare that could not be termed as true perceptions. True perception oiraroi, and if it is not true perception, we could not move up to the level of the conceptions. Conception the changchan ba sungong moy ha. So clarity of thought is always necessary. Now all animals have perceptions, and their perceptions contain definite, concrete informations about the thing. Here one thing is coming out. However, human perceive things, so due to their perceptual faculties, the unique ability to conceptualize things and express them in the form of ideas, propositions, and laws enable human to create and generate knowledge. From this, we learn that animal kingdom could not create their knowledge. However, human can create the knowledge. Miyoi binadi kedoba knowledge create tobo ngami, construct tobo ngami adu animal ding ngamde. Karigino? Why? Concept formation se moi shungu ngamde. Karigino ngamdri se? What is the difference between the animal behavior and the human behaviors? Make a difference between. In order to know the mindset of the animal, in order to know the mindset of the human being, we need to make a difference between the behavioral pattern of the human being as well as the animals. Make a difference. Do you know the differences?
We can think logically,
Mm-hmm.
but they cannot.
What about animal?
Animal cannot think logically.
Why they don't have rationality? Why animal does not have a rationality much more as compared to the level of the human beings? Why it's so?
The animals are instinct based.
Yes. They have more instinctive. What is the difference between the instinct, the opposite of the instincts? The emotions. Emotions should be theirs. So they don't have the emotion too much. Human being has more emotions than the animals. The animal more instinctive behavior than the emotions. And therefore, we are unable to catch the butterfly as we have more emotional. Wakan yang khaling and kan basing si emotion neba ko. Wakan khaling ida kaito wa. Why ba nang hodi ba? What about the animals? More the instinctive behavior na kudak the sense lakpasing si kudak the action to ginero. Any unwanted happening the kudak the wakan kan bagi matam laiti. Don't have a time. I will tell you one example. If I throw something on your face, I will give you example. Suddenly, her eyes will be closed without reasoning. That is an example of the instinctive behaviors. Okay, so I know kano masarong na nangon mitul lang sila pagkans potu na yodri kanda kaya wa mitu na hana automatically kumjan gine mitse because some of our behavior are controlled by instinct. And some of the behavior are controlled by emotions. Where kanda I call it kudak the action to the khandaraga adum layeba ko. So therefore, because of that, we have more rational than the animal, and therefore we have the capacity to create or construct or generate the knowledge than the animal kingdoms. Okay. There is a basic differences in active conscious to the role of the knower in process of moving from sensation perception and perception to conceptions. So why you have a dream, something is there, and then ideas is coming out in dreams. Mang the lakadava pose han khang mangambra ngamde ko. But which is very closely related with our conscious level. The mind can be categorized in three levels. One is conscious, second is subconscious, and unconscious. In a very general, we can classify in three ways. Okay, so this is very useful in terms of the anesthesias while the major operation is going on. So from conscious to, we can move not directly to the unconscious, but to subconscious. Dream is example of the subconscious. Yariko, wari operation torom dai dai sai ga salak to doctor na salam gane ba adi do nahak tandarak na bane ba kedo brain gi magi percentage function sing se reduce the whole ini aduga kedo ba, then we can move to the unconscious. So once unconscious, then we can do the operations. The major operation is there will be no fullness to the particular patient. Okay, so what we what I mean that the consciousness that we have, unconscious, subconscious, conscious, we have these three levels. And that is why we are moving. We can move from sensation to perception and perception to conceptions. Conception is nothing but it's a kind. This is a we have C drive my vidya, D drive E drive my vidya. So once it is stored in the permanent hardware, that could be termed as conceptions. Okay, permanent storage. So, say example, when you are trying to swim, it may take more time. So many unwanted accidents may took place. Even how to drive the cycle also, unwanted accident may took place. And then what? I mean, while you are trying to learn how to drive the cycle, how to swim, your mind is so busy. Am I true? But once you learn how to swim, once you learn how to drive the cycles, your mind is not busy. Mind will work automatically without any reasonings. So while you are training is going on that how to drive the cycle or swimmings, so somebody is calling you, you will not listen. As your mind, 100% your mind is so busy. But once you learn how to drive, how to swimming, and if somebody is calling, you can listen. As your mind is not fully busy. Got the point? Okay. Why? The knowledge that how to drive the cycle, the knowledge how to swim has already stored in the hard drive of our brains. Stores. That store is what we call conceptions. Got the point? The sensation are integrated into the perception is automatic. It is automatic. One sensation is there, we will start walking of the brains. Okay? But somebody's are there, they lost their mind due to some accident. And therefore, those closely related are asked to stand and talk to him in front of the patients. Natrana patient do karigum brain mind mangi batara gati kedore maga kwaidigi nangna mi mayam sing se mamang da wari ga san ko na uhunda na tawrakanda magi memory du lakna na bane, because his mind maybe in the kedoba me conscious oitarasu unconscious ki level ki mong du lai gra bane ado bring back to the normalcy, that is consciousness. Adu tadi my brain se work to honna with amukta ma quite again nang mi ma'am se thirak tuine adu dagi pot se lak torine. Okay, so from sensation to perception to sensation, this is a kind a kind of the movement of the will the chapmana start ending like that. So integration of perception into concept is a deliberate effort on the part of the human beings. It is a biological process that man must initiate and sustain and regulate. This integration is very, very important into concepts. So when we see something and then we move to the perception, and then again if something wrong in the perception, and we will move again to the sensation. And how we learn science? Through practical. We learn theory first, and then we have practical facilities in the labs. What are the facilities which are being provided? What is the benefit of the science practical in the labs? Observations should be there. Observation and experimentation. These two methods are utilized. Okay, we learn through sight. We learn through sense data, sense organs, and then we perceive sensation, perceive person, repeating. The theories is quite true, and therefore it's moved up to the level of the conceptions. Gyanta itate. Science ki theories yung khang na hona bada ko. Now, thus perceptual information is given the self evidence. So from this we learn that You are the architect of your own fortunes. Don't blame others. Nang singge singoi pangge pangoi nang in nakutta laye. Nang thawai yaudaba targadi proper sensation, proper perception is not there, and you are not qualified for the concept formations. Okay, and thereby your knowledge will be limited. Wrong information, if wrong information is in our mind, and then you will not be a knowledgeable person. Yes, we have different speech. All the smartphone does not have same speech. Am I true? Someone might be 1 GB RAM, someone maybe 2 GB RAM, someone maybe more. And in terms of the speed also, Snapdragon, or in terms of the ROM also, someone maybe 128 GB, someone maybe 60, like these are the specifications. In terms of the camera also, megapixel are different from one smartphone to the others, and therefore the quality of the video, the quality of the audio are quite different from one to another's, which are produced by the different smartphone. From this we learn that all the human beings are not same at all, and that is why we face difficulty to learn at a speedy process, subject to our intelligence. Those ROM, RAMs, the speed, which are closely related with our intelligence, given by the gods. Okay. Now the passage from the first stage, the second stage involve the first place, active observations. Let us see. Now here, the second place, it also involve the process of the thought arising from observations, a process. Okay. The observations, that is a process of the sifting, comparison of observations. Second is generalization, information of abstract ideas. And number 3, reasonings, drawing conclusion from such generalization and abstractions. And how we learn? I think the first one is in the horizon steps. The first one is what? The first step is what?
Preparation.
Yes, preparations. Connecting the known to unknowns. Okay? Then how we present the new knowledge in terms of the methods and methods. We raise question and students are unable to reply the right answers, and teachers are supposed to say the true informations. What is environment? What is environmental pollution? How many type of environmental pollutions? Okay, we will tell them. Okay, so this is what we call it. And then the second one, and then later on, after during the presentation, during the what you call presenting the day's topic, also we use teaching aid. What is the use of teaching aid? The use of teaching aid is nothing but which will help them to learn through their 5 sense organ. Okay, and then after that we will check them that whether they have been learned the knowledge or not in the form of the recapitulations. Okay, before the recapitulation, conclusions or generalizations should be theirs here. Okay, and then after the recapitulation should be theirs, that they can remember what they haven't learned. But only the remembrance is not the real learnings. We need to move another level. That is what applications, minimum applications. So application is nothing but the capacity to use the learned knowledge in the new setting. That could be termed as application. But one-time learning is not quite enough. We need repeated learning. We need learning without support. At the schools we learn with support of the teacher, but at home we need self-learnings. Therefore, home assignment is being provided to the students. Okay. So therefore, these 3 steps are followed while we are teaching the Harvison lesson plan steps. Now, first stage of knowledge is perception knowledge. Okay, because it confined to summarizing what is received by the sense organs. Now I'm drawing one trees. Okay, no, I'm drawing this. What is this? I will ask 3. How many trees? 1. If I draw many trees, how do you find many trees? And student will respond. And what will be the word that will represent all the trees? Today we will talk about forest. Okay, so we will prepare like this also. So this is what we call it, perceptual knowledge. That is what sensation is converted into the meaningful information. That is what we call perceptual knowledge. Adu tari masai yi ba pon mayam sing u do mi yaw braba yaw tari psyche problem later buneba natrane, and there will be problem of the perceptual knowledge can tai go. And the second stage, conceptual knowledge, is concerned with making the perceptual knowledge rational, logical, and comprehensive. I learned about knowledge though is a rational or a chumme, logical or a okay true and comprehensive. That is what we call conceptual knowledge. Say there is one trees on the trees we find 20 birds are there, and if you kill one bird by throwing the stones, how many birds on the top of the trees? Huh?
None.
Why?
I
Because birds are having the sense data, sense organs. So that is what we call logic never. Okay. So this is moving to the conceptual knowledge. Shall I move the next slides? Okay, my time is up. See here, quick conclusions. Meanings, sense, mode of knowing, experience, form of knowing the knowledge, perceptions, description of the facts of the matter, perceptual knowledge, empirical knowledge. Second, mind, thought, wisdoms, the reasons. Through the reasons we can get the wisdoms. So what are those reasonings? Rational knowledge, conceptual knowledge, gradual knowledge, knowledge of relationship, interpretive knowledge. Okay. So yeah, you can take it.